Hey y'all, today we're going to be making a poof ball for the top of a hat. We'll be using roughly a size 4 medium yarn, and then we'll be using a piece of cardboard. This method of making one of these poof balls doesn't really require a piece of cardboard. You can use your hand, but I don't know if y'all can tell, I don't have very large hands. And because I want it to be rather poofy, I'm going to go ahead and instead of wrapping around my hand like this, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it around this cardboard. It's about 4.25 by 8.85 inches. I kind of guessed that, but I mean, it's close. And just to really get that first piece to stick, I'm going to put a little flap in here. And just pretty quickly, I will stick that in there to get it caught. And all I'm going to do is start wrapping around this piece of cardboard. And honestly, I should probably wrap around from this side. Okay, it's going to get endlessly annoying. And basically, the more wraps that you get is going to be how poofy it's going to be when we get it all cinched up. So we're going to do a good amount of these without losing our temper at this yarn ball. That's just leaving. Again, the biggest pain is that the time you finally make a yarn ball is going to be the time that it's going to get in your way, naturally. But we're just going to keep wrapping. Okay. I'm going to have to fast forward through this because already I'm getting this all tangled up. Actually, okay, we're fine. Alrighty, so we're getting to a pretty good density. We'll do just a few more. And then we'll go ahead and tie it off and see if it's as poofy as we want it to be. And if it ain't, I guess we just restart. Not really a big deal. And I suppose the nice thing about this too is, especially since the tying piece will be separate, if you don't like how poofy the yarn ball is, you can just simply rewrap this and then add some more. You're not going to need a whole brand new piece because these are all getting cut anyways. Seems actually, when I think through it, that might be a little bit more complicated than I would want, but that's fine. So we go ahead and finish off. I'm going to cut this. I almost cut my finger. And what we're going to do is very casually, without getting these all jumbled, tie this off. Or pull this off. Alright. So we have all our pieces. Now, I'm going to take a pretty long piece. And I have this not that long, but I'm going to make this long enough that it's definitely, when I tie it across, I want these pieces to be much longer because I am going to be adding this to a hat. And so I want to have two tails, basically, that I'm easily able to identify and then pull through the hat to attach it. So I just simply tie this as tight as I possibly can. We'll get one more tie in there. Oop. Maybe even put my finger down. All right. Who is this? That's just the end. So this is going to be my tails. And then for the rest of this, and we can even, now that we have it a little bit cinched, before I start cutting, I'm just going to come over and kind of double secure it on this side. So I basically just pulled these through. They're right in the middle again. Maybe I'll even go through 3 times and see if I can't get that to hold. There. That's probably about as good as we're going to get it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go through each of these guys and we're going to cut. So I'm basically cutting in between. And if you kind of pull against it, as you see I'm doing, you want them all to be relatively even. And you can always trim them at the end. I wasn't too particular when I tied this in the middle. I just kind of eyeballed it. So like some might be a little bit longer. Some might be shorter. I'm not going to fuss with those. But I'm just going to check inside here, get all of these guys cut. And I'm going to come and do the same exact thing on the other side. And see, we still have a few left. Check the other side. These look like they're all good. And so I've basically created my yarn ball where this tail is going off. If I push these all down, it separates pretty easy. And so this is just going to be my poof. And then with this tail, I'll be able to attach this to a whatever you're trying to attach it to. In my case, I was making this for a beanie. So I will put a link in the description so that y'all can follow along in the next one if what you're interested in is attaching this to a hat.